Genshin Impact's roster features a lot of characters with very unique designs. Some are so unique that you could argue you may never find another character that looks like them. So I decided to try and find characters from video games or anime who look most like the Genshin Impact characters we've come to know. I'll be honest, some of them aren't that close, but I spent a total of about 6 to 7 hours scouring the internet to try and find a character that looked at least somewhat similar to each of those from Genshin Impact. I can't say it was the best use of my time, but here we are. Starting off with Albedo, I feel like his most defining feature is definitely his hair, which did receive a nerf in the past, but we're gonna just completely disregard that. It's still his hair. So I went and found this character whose name is Worick Arcangelo, and he's from Gangsta. I will say now that I'm probably gonna pronounce some of these characters' names wrong because it's the first time that I'm seeing some of them, but he has the same eye color, he has the same kind of hair with like the little mini ponytail bun thing in the back, and I know he's a lot more in shape looking than Albedo currently is, and he's wearing an eye patch, but other than that, they do share some similarities. Aloy is an archer, and she has very bright orange hair, so I think it's only fitting that I picked Meridia from Disney's Brave, because, I mean, I think it kind of speaks for itself. Now for Amber, I went and got a picture of Rin Tosaka from Fate Stay Night, and I did this because they do have some similarities here. You have the boots, you have the shorts that are very short, you have a lot of red in the design, you have what looks like to be a choker on Amber, and there's also one on Rin, and you have the dark colored hair, so overall, I feel like it's not that bad. With Barbara, I went and got a picture of Beatrice from ReZero, and I know technically they're nowhere near the same age, but based on appearance, they are similar enough with age. They both have blonde hair and pigtails, and it kind of spirals down. They both have blue eyes, and, you know, wearing dresses and leggings, so it works. Beidou actually took me quite a while, but then eventually I remembered this character, Minene Uryu from Future Diary, and they both have dark colored hair, both have the eye patch, and they are both very confident characters. I thought Bennett was gonna be an easier one, but I was proven wrong, as was the case with a lot of these characters, but eventually I came across Aru Akise from Future Diary as well, and yes, there's a lot of differences here. I struggled to find many characters that looked a lot like Bennett, but I really focused a lot on the hairstyle here, and I know it is a slightly different color. I don't know if that's just the art style in this specific artwork, but overall, you know, they're both younger characters. They both have that very light colored hair, and that's pretty much it. With Cheongyun, I was once again focusing a lot on the hair and eye color, and I came across Nagisa Shiota from Assassination Classroom, and you could see for yourself, they share a similar eye and hair color, as well as Nagisa having the dark blue outfit underneath, and Cheongyun also features some of those darker blues. I wasn't super happy with the characters I found for Diluc, so I picked two of them. First one is Himura Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin, and then the second one, if you don't think the hair is full enough on the first, is Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. Diona was hard because you're looking for a younger character with short pink hair and ideally some sort of cat ears, so the best I found was Sakura Haruno from Naruto. And I mean, you could see they share a similar hairstyle, and then the bow on Sakura's head, you know, kind of looks a little bit like cat ears, and they have similar eye color. Now when it comes to Eula, I did struggle to find a character with the same hair color as well as the same hairstyle, and ultimately I failed in that challenge because I just picked Asuna from Sword Art Online when they used this design for her. They share a similar color theme, a similar kind of poise with how they stand, and they both use a kind of sword. I'm aware Eula uses a claymore, but a claymore in my book is still a type of sword. I know she's not a sword user, but it's still a sword at the end of the day. Next up is Fishel, and the character I found for her is Erica Ainsworth from Fate. Now, if you're saying, well, there's no eye patch, the hairstyle's a little bit different, don't worry, I got you, because I also went and found Makita Maki from Shinigami no Testament. You got the eye patch, you got the blonde hair, you have the greenish eye color, you have a black outfit with purple highlights. I don't know what else you could want. I'll admit here for Ganyu, I kind of cheated a little bit in the sense that I went and got a picture of Hatsune Miku, and you could argue that you can find fan art for Hatsune Miku in literally anything because there's just so much of it, but you have the blue hair, you have like the bell on the chest, and you have the horns because, well, Ganyu is half Adeptus, so it just makes sense. Moving on to Hu Tao, the character I found for her is Akame from Akame ga Kill, and I know the only similarities here are really the red eyes and the darker colored hair. Don't worry, I also got a picture of Yumeko Jambi from Kakeguri, because now you have the dark hair with the red highlights, you have the red eyes and the darker colored outfit, as well as the devious look in the eyes. And if you're not happy with that, then here's a picture of Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Out of all of these characters, I think Jean was the easiest, because I mean, it's Saber from Fate Stay Night, or alternatively, it is Violet from Violet Evergarden, because all these characters share a very similar appearance. Kazuha is the only character out of all of these that the lookalike I found is the opposite gender, but as you can see here, I picked Fuhua from Honkai Impact, and this is because it's thought that these two characters were designed to look similar, or at least that Kazuha was kind of modeled after Fuhua's design. I already know a lot of people probably won't be happy with this one, but for Kaya, I found this character, Kamina from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. That's quite the name for a show. And you have the similar hair color being blue. You have a kind of similar skin tone as well. I mean, look in the picture. Kamina's eye is closed, the one that's supposed to have the eye patch if he were Kaya. So, you know, we could just pretend that he would wear that eye patch normally. And they're both showing part of their chest in it. And I'll be honest, I couldn't find a character that had the same kind of hairstyle and color as Kaya did. Ayaka is a character who wears much more formal attire, and she has a light blue hair color in a ponytail. So I was able to find a picture from a character in Girls Frontline being M249 Saw. I don't play the game personally, but I felt that these two characters did share some similarities. With Kaching, I was looking for a character with purple hair, maybe cat ears, but I know she's not actually a Neko, it's just a hairstyle, so that wasn't too important. And then the purple eyes as well, and well, the best I found was Unicorn from Azure Lane, who has the purple hairstyle, the purple eyes, and that's pretty much it. But I mean, they actually do look kind of similar. I'm gonna apologize now for the character I found for Clee, because it was quite the challenge. Finding a short character in general actually was quite a challenge for all of them, but now I had to find one in ideally red clothes with the same color hair, same hairstyle, with the hat on and elf ears, and that was just a lot to ask. So good job to MiHoYo for making a character that I really couldn't find anywhere else on the internet. Ultimately, I ended up with this character, Milan Grandria from Infinite Dendrogram. You could see they both have a spherical hat. They're both in dresses with some white highlights on them. The hair color is pretty much the same, and the style is actually pretty close too. Kujo Sara is a Tengu, as we know, so I was looking for characters that were also Tengu and looked close enough to her, and I came across this character being Shame Maru Aya from Toho. And I mean, you could see it shares the wings and the same kind of hair color and length. I know the color isn't exactly accurate, but the length and style are there. And you know, you could say a little too young. That's okay. I found an older picture of the same character, and as you could see, other than eye color, I mean, it's pretty close. Lisa is a textbook definition of a character that I thought would be easy, and I was proven wrong. So the character I settled with was Daria from Shadowverse, because I mean, you could see they're both witches in terms of appearance. They both feature some purples and kind of a lighter color hair. And then I went and found another one which arguably is even further away, but it is Iu Shindo from I'm Standing on a Million Lives, because it's another witch wearing purple, and that's pretty much the best I could find. Oh look, lucky me, another witch that I have to find a character for, and I already struggle with Lisa, so here was Mona, and the character that I found was Noir from Hyperdimension Neptunia. I know it's not a witch at all, but I was really focusing on the dark colored twin tails, as you can probably tell, but there are also some of those red highlights within the color theme, and maybe this is what Mona would look like if she used a polearm instead of a catalyst. Ningguang was actually one of the characters I was more happy with, and that's because I found a picture of Irisveil von Einsburn from Fate Zero, and you can see the similarities. You have the gold accents in the color theme with the whites, you have the light hair with a tint of kind of a blonde color there, you have the red eyes, and I'm pretty happy with that one. But then I also found an original character by gcmzi over on Twitter, and I had to include this because it really looks like a young version of Ningguang in my opinion. Noelle's wasn't that hard either, as I found a picture of Sirius from Azure Aether lane. As you can see, they both have short whitish hair as well as the maid outfit on, and I just realized I didn't do my dailies yesterday because I've been spending too much time making this video. Since I just missed out on 40 Primo Gems on a free-to-play account, just do me a quick favor, hit the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Oh, okay, back to the video. Chi-Chi was a pretty easy one, but that's because she looks like Sora from Honkai Impact, though it's no surprise that this happens because MiHoYo owns both of them, and you'll see a lot of characters that kind of look the same between the two games, but as we can see here, they have the short hair, they both have bandages on, same color eyes, and the little golden yellow circle thing on the hair to top it off. I wonder who I'm gonna pick for the Raiden Shogun. Certainly, it wouldn't be Raiden Mei from Honkai Impact because, I mean, that'd just be too easy, right? Nope, that's exactly who I'm picking because, I mean, just look at them. I don't think I have to elaborate much. Razer was a tough one just because of the length of his hair, so I had to compromise a little bit. So I got a picture of Bell Cranel from Danmachi because you have the white hair with the red eyes, but if you're only concerned about the length of the hair, then here's a picture of Kikyo Kagume from Inuyasha. Rosalia was the character that taught me I couldn't just rely on Google searches to find the characters that these Genshin characters looked the most alike, because the best I found there was Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Then I remembered there was a character that appeared in like 1 or 2 episodes in Sword Art Online named Rosalia, who shares a lot more similarities here. You have the reddish hair covering one of the eyes, wielding what looks like some kind of a polearm, if you will, and just overall kind of gives that same vibe. I know for Kokomi, you're probably looking for someone with the same color hair, and that's what I was doing originally until I came across a picture of Aqua from Konosuba. And okay, look at this. You have the giant bow on the chest, all right? You have similar color themes with the blues and purples. On Aqua's picture here, she has that garment that Kokomi wears when she performs her burst attack, and these two just have too many similarities. I mean, even the thigh highs, they have like everything except for the hair color looks really close. So speaking of characters that I found one really close to, I didn't do that for Sayu because I struggled a lot. Again, a short character, and I was also looking for the onesie and a character that was tired all the time with the same hair color. It was a lot and it didn't work, but here's a picture of Tsukasa Hiragi from Lucky Star because she's asleep and has short hair, and that's pretty much it. And then here's one of Yuru Yuri from Look It Up. That was a note telling me to look up what anime it was from because I forgot. Okay, I was completely wrong there. The character is Chinatsu Yoshikawa from the anime Yuru Yuri. Oh wow, I butchered that, but I'm gonna leave it in because it was funny. Sucrose was a character that I struggled with, but I did find this one named Sylphiette from Mushoku Tensei, and they have a similar appearance in terms of their face and the expression that they're giving off, as well as the hair color and eye color, so I'm pretty happy with that in the end. Tartaglia was one of the characters I expected to be a little bit easier just because his design is a little more simplistic, so the character that I found was Vermillion Leopold from Black Clover. They share a similar eye color as well as hair color and design, but then while I was looking for other characters, twins if you will, I came across Subaru Akehoshi from Ensemble Stars, and okay, they have the same eye color, they have the same hair color, similar hair designs, and if Tartaglia was put into an anime and turned into the protagonist's best friend who is just seeing them again for the first time on the first day of school, then this is Tartaglia. Toma was a tough character to find one for, but eventually, after a lot of searching, I found this guy named Child from a game called Genshin Impact. Maybe you haven't heard of it, but they do share a lot of resemblance. I'm joking, obviously, that's just a running joke. This guy kind of looks like Toma. I know the hair isn't exactly the same, but it's a very similar color, and the eye color is the same as well. Plus, you have a red tie, and Toma is Pyro, so, you know, it works. When it comes to Lumine, the character that I found was Manaka Sagio from Fate Stay Night, and as we can see here, they both have short, blonde colored hair and a blue and white theme for the outfit, so I was happy enough with that. Aether was a tougher one to find than Lumine, I think. Nope, they were both tough. But for Aether, the character that I eventually did find was Karis Phileas from Shining Tears X Wind. And look at this. Okay, they got the blonde hair, right? They got the ponytail tied in a braid. They have a cape sort of thing behind both of them. Both have a sword. And I mean, if you took Lumine's color theme and applied it to Aether, I think it would look pretty close to this. Maybe some of you are asking, well, what would Lumine and Aether look like if they were both Vocaloids? I doubt any of you were actually asking that, but I can show you, because here we have Rin and Len, which are both Vocaloids, and they're related. And I mean, if you were to turn Lumin and Aether into Vocaloids, then here you go. You don't even have to. Alright, I know this one isn't perfect, but I was actually pretty proud of it because I thought that Venti was going to be pretty easy. Just type in green bard anime and you're set, but it wasn't that easy at all. But eventually, I came across Nando from Pokemon. He was probably in like one episode, but he's got the harp. I know Venti plays the lyre, but you have a harp here. You got the green hat with the feathers in it. You have the green outfit, the dark colored hair, even the bluish teal eyes. So I'm really happy with that. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but finding a character from an anime with short dark blue hair and yellow eyes is not that common, which is why I was so stoked when I realized I could use Megumi Tadokoro from Food Wars, because she has the dark blue hair, she has the yellow eyes, and she's on the show called Food Wars, and that's just perfect for Xianling. Now we're gonna go from a perfect character comparison to one that is absolutely not perfect, but it is the best that I could find, or at least think of. So here is Xiao, obviously, and the character I'm comparing him to is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. And I know there's a lot of differences here, but it's Demon Slayer, and I thought that was just too perfect to not use with Xiao. And you have some of those greens, and the hairstyle is kind of similar, so you know. And if you're not happy enough with that, then I'm also gonna throw in Giyu Tomioka from Demon Slayer as well, because that's the slightly longer hair, and it features some more of the colors that we see in Xiao's design, minus the yellow and orange there. I was surprised that finding a character that compared to Xingqiu was as hard as it was, but in the end I settled on Minato Arisato from Persona, because you have the short blue hair, and I mean, in this picture he's reading a book, and what's more perfect when you're trying to describe Xingqiu? I have to say, finding a character for Xinyan was by far the hardest of any, and that's because within anime and even within Genshin, and that's probably because they base it a lot more on Asian culture, where you don't have as many people with darker skin tones there. But honestly, like in Genshin, we could still use some more darker skin characters for more variety, and now I was looking for a darker skin character with dark hair tied up in two giant buns and a red color scheme, which made it near impossible to find a character for, so I'm not really happy with this one. But the closest thing I could find was Setsuka from Soul Calibur, because at least in this picture they have kind of similar skin tones, even though I'm pretty sure Setsuka's is much lighter. And then you also have the dark hair tied up into two giant buns with red in the color theme. As you can see, I really started falling apart with these last few characters, because Yanfei, another character I thought would be so easy, wasn't, because trying to find that salmon-y pink colored hair was really just not something I could find if I wanted the green eyes and a red outfit or similar hairstyle. So what I ended up getting is nothing great. It is Habuchika from Koishio, and as we can see, it is a pinkish hair color with long hair and the greenish eyes, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you have an outfit that kind of looks like a school outfit, and I guess Yanfei's a legal advisor, which means she probably went to school for it, but this one, I'll admit, it's not great. For Yoimiya, I picked two characters here. First one is Toka Koreha from Shining Tears X Wind. As we can see, she has the same caramel-ish colored hair, as well as she wields a bow, and also she has some sarashi, which is like the bandages wrapped around her arm, which we can see on Yoimiya's design. The other character, arguably not that similar, but it is Shoko from A Silent Voice, and I did this because the hair color again is kind of similar, and Shoko has it up just like Yoimiya does. Well, not just like she does, but she has it up as well. And in this scene, it's when they were watching fireworks, which is what made me think of it, because obviously Yoimiya has a firework business. And last but not least, we have Zhong Li, and unfortunately didn't get a character with the same luxurious locks that he has, but I got the MC from Honkai Impact 3rd, because obviously Honkai Impact Genshin shares some character similarities, and we can see that clearly here. So hopefully you found this at least somewhat entertaining. That way the 6 to 7 hours I spent researching weren't completely in vain. Also, Also, comment down below if you know of any characters from anime or video games that look more like the Genshin Impact characters than the ones I used, because I am positive that there are better ones out there that I just couldn't find. Just a quick disclaimer, don't post links in the comments to pictures of the characters, just put their name and what they're from, because if you put a link, then the YouTube comment moderation system is going to block that comment from other people because it sees a link, and clicking on links in the YouTube comments is never a smart idea.